Today we'll be continuing my Mandalorian cosplay, and I'm going to be making the left thigh plate, and I'm also going to be making the right thigh plate as well. Patterns for this are up on Facebook for free. There's a link to that below. This is the way. I'm going to start with the left leg, and I cut out my pattern for the base out of 6mm hobby foam, and I cut the center accent out of 2mm craft foam, just the cheap stuff, and I'm going to glue this in the center with contact cement. And if you haven't used this, how this works is you can brush some on either surface to be bonded. You let the pieces sit for 15 minutes until it's dry to the touch essentially, and then it's ready to be glued together. Okay, make sure that actually sticks. There we go. Next, I'm going to heat some curvature into this by using my dual setting heat gun. Alright, I just used my Dremel rotary tool to sand down the edge of a strip of 5mm EVA foam until it had an angle to it. And what this is going to do is I'm going to glue it facing inwards with this angle facing inwards. I'm going to glue it around the edge, and that's what's going to form my trim for this piece. Okay, there it is with the accent piece that I made. I wasn't able to do, like I say, with just one 16-inch piece. I had to add in another section, but it doesn't look too bad. And that's pretty much it for that. I'm going to go around this with some super glue just to make sure it stays there, but, you know. For the right leg, you're going to need the main right pattern and 6mm again, and the center accent, which is also 6mm. And I'm going to use my Dremel rotary tool to sand and round the edge of the center accent piece. And I'm going to use the heat gun to heat and curve this to fit my leg. Okay, now that it's curved and I dremeled off my #1 accent, you're going to line that up directly in the center and glue it on. Okay, next is the accent pieces 2, 3, 4, and 5. The number 2 is the blue piece, and they're all 2mm foam. It goes directly in the center on the inside towards your inner thigh. I actually glued the 3 on upside down, but it doesn't matter because it's just a rectangle. So the 3 goes in the center with the 4 and the 5 like that. Next, I'm going to put on the edge accents, which are 6, 7, and then the 8 piece. The number 6 starts from the bottom of your number 1 accent and comes up and meets flush with your number 2, 3, 4, and 5 combined pieces. The 7 goes around and matches up with the 8 on this corner. Some smuts on there. And then the 8 comes back down around to the 1. The number 9 matches up with this corner here and then just goes straight across. And then I cut some lines with my X-Acto knife, going from point to point, and then just from the straight top of this over. And then lastly, the number 10, I just put about 6-7 millimeters down from this corner here. And that's pretty much the concluded build portion of this. Now I'm going to seal both of these up using a paintbrush and some Mod Podge, and then paint them a gloss black before doing the final stuff with my airbrush. Okay, they've dried and I finished painting them. Basically, the Mod Podge was 2 to 3 layers, 3 on the cheaper foam, essentially, like the 2mm foam I use is very inexpensive, very low quality, very low density. But 2 to 3 coats of Mod Podge to seal it, and then I hand painted it gloss black and then airbrushed over it. And I always feel like this gives it a decent metal effect, especially whenever like you're in indoor and like low light conditions, like what I have right here, where the lights are kind of bright, but it's still no equal to the sun. But i.e. things like comic conventions, I think this looks great. But yeah, gloss black with layering the Createx Wicked Silver over it. And I do put it a little thicker in areas where I feel like there would be more things rubbing on it to make it a little shinier. And I try to leave it a little darker in like the recessed areas, like in through here. I don't know how much of that shows up on camera, but yeah. And these, much like the chest and the shoulder pauldrons and everything else, are going to be attached to the actual Mando upper and lower. So yeah, that won't be till another video. Alright, that's going to wrap it up for this video. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe, as it does help the channel out immensely. And as always, thank you all for watching, and have a great day.